Hey guys, today let's look at the Lintcode problem number 22, flatten list. We're a given list, and each element in the list can be a list or integer. So flatten it into a simply list with integers. What does it mean? Now let's look at this example. So given 1, 2, and a list 1, 2, and we need to return 1, 2, 1, 2. That is the flatten, just to make everything a integer in that list. And second, if we are given this complicated list, a nested list, we have to flatten it to be this one. So that's what we have to do. So what are we going to do it? Here in the challenging part, it says do not do it in a non-recursive way. But actually here I have to tell you that we have to do it in the recursive way. Because in the interview coding interviews, the interviewer only want to say, do you have a mindset of recursive or not? So how to do it? So this is the entrance. Flatten is a recursive call, and there is one input parameter, which is a nested list, a very complicated data structure. And first, like we mentioned, if this call is a recursive call, the first we need to consider how we end this call, how we get out of this call, which is the termination condition. So we use Python's as instance to detect this input parameters type. If this type is already a simple type, a int, so then there's nothing we need to do. We just return this list. We don't have to further flatten it. So if it is a complicated structures like this, it contains integer, also contains the nested integer, and how we're going to do it. And we're going to just initialize the empty result. Then we're going to just loop through each element in this nested list, and we just flatten each element, and we try to add this guy into our result. We use Python's extend. Extend is for two collections. So this is how we do it. The most important thing is that always remember that your result is the array, is a list. So here, even though this nested list is an integer, you still have to return this list of integer. So that's how this part can work. Alright, so flatten and flatten. This is how we use this recursive call. And this is the termination condition. So that's great. So let's try to run this. It's great. Yeah, that's today's algorithm, and thanks. And I see you next time.